Hey everybody, welcome back to the Breath of Fire 3 walkthrough. We have just landed on the docks at Combinant, something like that. I think I had to reset up my party formation because I think it was kind of forced. I think it went back to the default normal setup. So this place is kind of interesting. Obviously, they dress quite a bit different than probably what we're used to, and yeah. So this guy says looks like the automated ship just came back. So that obviously, if you couldn't tell already, that the black ship is completely automated. It did look like it had like a like a crew quarters and whatnot, but obviously there was nobody on there. And here, this robot, you have to pick the right phrase. I think it's that number 3. Idea. And I want to say that if you don't pick the right phrase the first time, you don't get another try. So pick it, pick it right. I want to say the homing bomb sets your accuracy to like 100. So, you shouldn't be messing with that thing, unless you get the blind on you or something. So, if you couldn't tell already, these guys are like, I don't know if they're just working here. I don't know what their deal is, but like, obviously there's the different scrap comes here, but they say they don't know where it comes from, and so they're not very helpful in that aspect. It kind of just seems more like they just do their jobs and they don't really maybe necessarily ask questions. And here we're gonna spend a little bit of time at this shop because I spent a ton of money and then I had to sell some stuff. The heat shotel, I think that's you can steal that somewhere. But it looked like I already had one. I don't know where I got that one from. Yeah, not real sure. But so like I said, I've been trying to keep one of every item in my inventory. So what I'm doing here is just buying up the stuff that I don't have. Those AP shells, I already have 2 of those from the fairy village. Same with spike gauntlets. I have a ton of those already. But I'm just gonna sell. Some random stuff in my inventory here that I don't need. So that I had a ton of magma armor again. So if you couldn't tell already, I had spent quite a bit of time at the volcano, which I do mention in a couple of my other videos as my favorite place to level. All right, so basically got one of everything from these shops here, and we're gonna just head out. There's nothing else here. That homing bomb is the only item that you can get here in town, other than the stuff from the shops. So, no treasure chests or anything like that. So, as you leave here, this scene starts. So Reed says, they're all like zombies, and Momo says, yeah, they're like machines. Doesn't this just beat all? It does. It beats everything forever. Who knows what'll happen next? And then here, everybody kind of has a little. Well, maybe not everybody. There's a couple of people who have kind of like. I don't know. I don't know if this is supposed to be like. I don't think it's like out of body experiences. This is just kind of them. I guess talking, in their heads, or we're listening in on their thoughts. So Reese says he would have been happy just being a highwayman, and he's probably he says, yeah, I'm a little nervous. What's up with this brood stuff anyway? Who even knows this crazy brood? Extinct brood. Alright. If I would have stayed in India, would have never experienced any of this. So yeah, it's you know, it's a little. It seems to me anyway. This is, you know, we're just kind of listening in on their thoughts, and you know, Ree's kind of like, hey man, you know, it's crazy how I even got here, and Nina is struggling with, you know, I guess her duty as a princess, and I guess like kind of like her own personal identity. You know, obviously her mother would have just rather she stayed in Windia and be the princess that, you know, everyone maybe expects her to be, and you know, that's obviously Nina's not quite like that. She's a little more headstrong, and you know, she's her own person. So all right, and Momo here. Gonna see that. Okay, so apparently there's some great puzzle as to the mystery of the machines, and Momo wants to solve that puzzle. I guess I don't really know how that was all going, but all right. All right. So what do we have next? If you go back near Combinant, so basically, yeah, this way, and you gotta kind of follow. Oh, no, I didn't go in there, so I went right towards it. Anyways, if you go back that way, if you kind of cruise around the town, you can get to the last fishing spot in the game, and I'd recommend stopping in there at least to check it out. There's a couple of really good items that you can get there, and here we have the trance gene. Trance. Don't remember which one trance is. I want to say trance is combined with some of the other. I think you have to. I think it's only really good with a certain combination, if I remember right. And here I think I stopped in at my fairy village just to see how things were going. Yeah, I did, and then I just cut back over here to the Steel Grave and headed in. So back to the fishing. I believe you can get the Royal Sword from fishing, as well as the life armor. The life armor is, I don't know, some people think it's the best armor in the game. I don't. It's got really, really high defense, but I don't really like it that much. It gives you like 1 health regeneration in combat, and you might get, it might work like the ivory dice and the Cupid's Leer, in that it should restore 1 health every time you take a step too. So every time you know, when you're running around outside of combat, it should restore health too. But I'm not 100% sure on that. I actually haven't tested it much because, again, I don't really use it that much. I'm not that big of a fan of that armor. So these guys have the light clothing. You know, we've already got a set of it from the Donna Mine, but you know, if you feel you need more, by all means, go ahead and steal more. I'm not sure if I even have any equipped now that I think about it. I don't think I do. You know, it's just like its name implies, it's light. So you know, your agility, I don't think is maybe affected at all, or maybe it's only a drop of 1 or something like that. But in all honesty, I'm not a big fan of it. So you know, I think that you can find better armor. Magma armor comes to mind already. And here I believe the multi-bot is where I actually, on this playthrough, so now, you know, if you've watched some of my other videos, you know this is a couple of different playthroughs all kind of spliced together. So in this particular one, I didn't learn Wall of Fire from Scylla and Charybdis from the first time that we went through the volcano. So I think I had to learn that in this fight here. Gosh, if I remember right. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe it's another. I can't remember now. One of these bots. And I'm pretty sure it is this multi-bot. It does different things depending on how you attack it. So I believe if you cast a fire spell on you, it'll cast a fire spell back on you. Yeah. Yeah, so there I just used burned on it. So hopefully he'll use, or he should use wall of fire on me. There it is. Yep, what do you know? Okay, so I was thinking of the right one. And there you go. Speaking of the magma armor, the hero has a magma armor equipped, so that obviously I absorbed that fire skill. So what am I doing here? Oh, still trying to learn. Cool. Must not be having any luck. Probably should have cut this down, and I didn't think to look at this fight before I did it. I don't remember this taking very long though, so I guess maybe we'll just ride it out. And you can see I'm getting a lot of extra, or I'm getting extra turns already. I don't know what my character's agility was at this point, but it was pretty good. There it is. There's wall of fire. All right. So now we can move on. You know, so again, like that skill would have been, I don't even know. I don't know that it's all that useful. I can just, in all honesty, it would have been useful back when I was, probably when I was leveling. But being that I leveled at, you know, the volcano, and I leveled after I had already been to Parch, you can buy the ruby, I believe it's the ruby scepter, in Parch, and that casts one of the flame spells. So, you know, again, so basically, if you're familiar with the volcano at all, or have watched the other videos, the lava men in there can be leveled up using fire skills, as well as the Vulcans can be hit one time with a fire spell to wake them up, which also gives you more experience when you beat them. Excuse me, when you beat them. So, you know, there's a couple of different ways you can go about it. You can just use low-level fire spells. You can use the ruby scepters like I did. I bought 3 of them, which not really cost-effective in all honesty. They're very expensive. Or you can just use Molotovs, which are a much cheaper option, although they are consumable. So you will, you know, if you're doing this a ton, you will run out. Although I'm gonna guess the average player, you know, if you're doing that, the cost isn't gonna be an issue at all, of the Molotovs or the ruby scepter. So, you know, I guess just do whatever you like. It's not really gonna matter. So, wow, that's a huge gap between Momo and these other two. I don't believe I leveled her at all. Like, and I think I missed an item back there. I'm sure I'll end up going back though for it. So I didn't really level her other than you know, what I had already. I guess what I should say is I didn't go out of my way to get any extra levels with her. You know, so it's not that I, you know, never used her at all, obviously, and she's kind of forced in your party during a couple of different areas, but I didn't really go overboard with her. I mean, my main character at 250 health, that seems like a lot. I feel like I must have, I probably farmed up, you know, some life shards somewhere. Most likely Momo's tower, actually. The, what are those things called? Oh my gosh. Ice toads. There we go. The ice toads in Momo's tower have, you can steal the life shards from them. You know, needed? No, probably not. Although in all honesty, I actually kind of wish I would have used them on somebody else. The main character just gets so beefy anyway that, you know, I don't know. I guess on one hand, you know, your breath attacks. Speed boots, nice. So, wow. That is a huge distance between, so the first time you can get speed boots is the old, when you're a child and you fight Patrio's team, Claw, you know, the first fight in the what was that called? The Contest of Champions. You can get that as a drop, which is, it's a semi-common drop from Claw, but, oh no, you know what? You can get them before this too through fishing. I forgot about that. Still, I guess, you know, there is still a huge gap between the first time you can get speed boots and the next time, because that fishing spot doesn't open up until quite a bit later. But anyways, okay, so back to the whole HP and whatnot. You know, again, the main character does get you know, benefit out of the life shards just because of the fact that his breath attacks are affected by HP. So, you know, I guess it's not a horrible choice to stick them on him, but again, you know, I always feel like he gets so beefy anyway that you can probably afford to stick it on, or stick them on somebody else, like Momo. Momo's a pretty good example of somebody who just doesn't have very good HP growth anyway, and kind of could benefit from some of that. But here, so this door, you have to have Momo, which I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that if you come in here, you're probably going to want to have Momo. The good thing is this spot is actually very close to the exit, so if you forgot to bring Momo in, or just didn't for whatever reason, you can come right back in, and again, you know, it is very, very close to, so you can just bring her in, shoot down the door, and be on your way. But that obviously, so the spanner is a very, very, very good fishing rod. It's, gosh, I would venture to say it's my favorite. I've actually never got the master rod, which I should really do. I feel like you know, it would just really take a little bit of time to put into it. But my understanding though also is that the master rod can't be obtained until after you've actually cleared the game. So you know, for all intents and purposes, probably isn't going to be that, you know, necessary, and the majority of your fishing, if you're like me, you know, will be done, you know, pre-clear file. So not all that, in my opinion, not all that useful. And you know, again, so you'll probably be doing the majority of your fishing with probably the spanner, or perhaps the deluxe. I believe it's the deluxe rod from, I want to say it's the Fairy Village. Pretty sure it's the Fairy Village. Either that or that was the angling rod. I have problems keeping them all straight now. I know one of them you get in the northern checkpoint if you take Ree through the locked door, but I just don't remember which one, you know, was which. I think I did like though the one from the Fairy Village over the one from the locked room. So again, you know, I apologize, I don't remember the names. Again, you know, this stuff isn't. It's been a couple of weeks now already since I've really been hitting this hard, so the information is just kind of disappearing from my brain box. Thrasher. I believe those have an enemy skill. I've already learned it, I'm sure though. Gosh. Oh, no, maybe I hadn't. I believe they might be the ones that use Risky Blow. Don't quote me, though. Or maybe that's just the sprite. Maybe those, maybe the ones that use Risky Blow aren't found until later. I don't remember. Either way, I think I learned Risky Blow actually kind of early this time from some Goo Titans there. I got lucky and they didn't run away on me, so they used Time to Blow. All right. I think that is, yeah, that's pretty much it for this this playthrough. I don't remember if I went through some dialogue or not. No, it doesn't look like it. Alright, I guess we'll just cut it right here. You know, like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do. But hope you are enjoying the videos, and join me for more. Alright, thanks for watching.